Hey, what's going on? Back with another review. Today I have a 2019 Lexus RX350. This mug is beautiful. So I got this car today, once again, while I'm doing an oil change. And every time I do an oil change at Lexus, they always give me one of their loaner cars. One of the benefits to owning a Lexus, some dealerships, when you get a loaner car, they put stickers on it and they let you know it's a loaner car, and it's just kind of ugly. They kind of give you a bottom barrel car. This is a $45,000 car starting out. This is the all-wheel drive model, or it has the ability to be all-wheel drive. Let's just say that, because you can lock it into place. So first things first, I absolutely love this car. Coming from somebody who drives a lowered vehicle, I'm not used to riding up high in the air. I've never owned an SUV. I've never owned a truck. But this right here is something that I would want my wife to have, so I could drive it on the side every time I don't feel like driving my car. This thing handles smoothly. You're getting 295 horsepower from, I'm assuming, the 3.5 V6 that they normally stick almost in every other vehicle they have. Lexus kind of shares the same power plant. They have this motto: if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And so I noticed they don't they don't switch up their motors hardly at all. I mean, they shove that 3.5 in anything they can. And I'm not gonna lie, it's a very torquey and responsive motor. So if it's doing its job, then it's doing it well, and let it go. So first things first, the edges and the lines on this are just so sharp, but it's not too sharp, because sometimes you can have a car doing too much with the edges. But this grill, of course, is going to let you know what it is. It's not super flashy. That's actually more of a gray, and then instead of just let's just say chrome flash, you do have your chrome accents on the side with your fake scoops and stuff like that. And the tires are very nice and meaty. Look like you got some Ecopia HL 422s, and so it's just a very smooth, comfortable ride. I wish for big SUVs they would actually put piston calipers instead of just regular disc brakes on the front. I feel like certain SUVs just could have that, especially for the price that you're paying for this vehicle. You actually have a 360 view provided to you by the cameras on the left and right. You do have a camera up front right under the Lexus symbol. This car will have the technology package, which means you get your lane assist, and of course the other things that you have, like your radar, speed detection, and things of that nature. Now, one thing I've noticed is there's no rear windshield wiper for this. I think they should have that, or maybe they have that on another version. This car does come in an F Sport option. I don't necessarily see why they need an F Sport version of an SUV. Maybe for the seats, but I feel like it kind of takes away from the F Sport brand. If you have every Lexus that has some type of F Sport version to them, it just seems like it's more of a trim level, and it kind of degrades their sporty cars F Sport. Because it's like, well, I have an F Sport GS350. Well, I have an F Sport RX350. Like, it kind of takes away from it. But let's look inside, because this is what I was actually most impressed with. It smells so good in here. It's a beautiful interior. Seats are very soft. It's a 2-row. Got my boys in the back outside. It's very comfortable in here. I mean, riding up here, you have such high clearance. I'm actually going to get in. And so, of course, you got the 12-inch display. You have your information for your econo, normal, and your sport mode, and then that's how you lock your gears in. And then, of course, you got your heated and cooled seats. You got a heated steering wheel. You have this 360 view. If you press this button over here, after you press it, it's going to give you your 360 view. And that was provided to you by the cameras on the outside of the car. So that's pretty awesome. I like it. The sound system in here is actually amazing. I can't play it right now because I'm on my phone, and my phone is connected via Bluetooth. But just take my word for it. It is an amazing sound system in here. I mean, it thumps hard. Just like this entire clearance. I mean, I'm really impressed. For somebody who drives a lowered car, I am really impressed with just how this thing rides and it handles, and how I could see myself driving this car on a daily basis. So for Lexus to convince me that this car is actually, worth 45 plus, I can actually see the profit in that. I can see the realization in that. And so I don't have any complaints about this car, other than whenever it gets dark, the the screen display gets extremely dim, and I haven't found a way to actually turn up the brightness. That's the only nitpick that I have. But I do like the mouse option. I'm kind of used to it, Lexus, by now, kind of doing this. This one actually still has the actual toggle. Some of the new ones are more flat instead of the actual mouse. So this one, you can actually run two maps at the same time. I don't know why, but you can. Everything else is pretty much the same as I've covered in other Lexus videos. So this is basically just a bigger, nicer version. I've driven the NX, I've driven an ES, but out of every vehicle that Lexus has allowed me to drive, this is by far the nicest one I like. I like the color, I like the sound, I like the handling. It's extremely comfortable for somebody who is an older person, which I'm assuming this crowd is targeted towards. You know, I'm positive that they would like this vehicle, because I think you're getting a good bang for your buck as far as the car. I mean, you look at the stitching on the side, and it just kind of shows, like, you know, you're not just driving no ordinary car. You're actually driving a pretty nice vehicle. So, and then of course you got your wood grain, your seat adjustments, you know, just your regular Lexus stuff. But it just feels like this is all done right, and then it has a good thud to it. So yeah, you always got to judge a car by its thud. What kind of sound does it make when you get in it? So you got plenty of headroom. Your trunk space is nice too. So all in all, you know, I really don't rate cars like that, because, you know, who am I, just a normal car guy. So I'm not an SUV person. But for me, I would absolutely get this vehicle. I would drive it every day. The power is there, the gas is good, you're getting what you pay for and more. It's an immediate head turner, and I think that if I had the money for it, this is a second car that I would definitely add to my library of vehicles. So anyways, I give this car, out of a 10 rating, I really give this car like a 9, a solid 9. I mean, this is a great car. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up the video, but if you have any questions, just leave them in the comments below, and I get on there from time to time. So cash out. Peace.